7 days before the wedding, my fiancé took his childhood sweetheart on a tropical island trip. He said, when Shui just got dumped. She's pretty down. I'm taking her to clear her head. She's like a sister to me. I looked at their poolside photo, silently canceled the wedding, and married his best friend instead. He came back from the trip, dragged his suitcase to my door, eyes bloodshot and terrifying. Jiang Ning, have you thrown a tantrum enough? The one I really love has always been you. I slapped the marriage certificate in his face. You're too late. Mr. Liu, your best friend is now my husband. The bridal shop called while I was trying on the final version of the veil. The salesgirl's voice was hesitant. Ms. Jiang. Mr. Liu said to hold off on delivering the wedding gown. He needs to reconfirm the date. I gripped my phone, my fingers going numb with cold. The wedding was 7 days away. The hotel was booked. The candy was sent out. Relatives and friends had bought their plane tickets. And he was saying, right now. Reconfirm the date. I called Lu Qi. It rang a long time before he picked up. In the background, the sound of waves, and a woman's high-pitched laugh. Ning Ning, what's up? I stared at myself in the mirror, wearing the wedding dress, and asked softly, where are you? Sonia. With who? A beat of silence on the line. Then his voice turned matter-of-fact. When Shui just got dumped by her boyfriend. She's crying like she might pass out. I'm taking her out to clear her head. Don't overthink it. She's like a sister to me. Before I could answer, when Shui's voice floated close to the phone. Qi Ge. Hurry up. I can't reach the sunscreen on my back. Lu Qi immediately lowered his voice to soothe her. Wait a sec. Then to me. Ning Ning. I gotta go. Be good. We'll talk about the wedding when I get back. The line went dead. The lights in the bridal shop were so bright they made my eye sockets ache. The salesgirl stood there, not daring to speak. I took off the dress, changed back into my own clothes, and pulled out my phone to call the hotel. The wedding planner, the photographer, the officiantone by one. Cancel the wedding. They asked why. The groom's away being a personal sunscreen applicator for his sister. After the last call, I got a screenshot of a moment's post from Wen Shui. She was leaning on Lu Qi's shoulder in a camisole. The caption read, even when the whole world abandons me, there's always someone who'll drop everything and come for me. Lu Qi had liked it. I stared for 3 seconds, then laughed out loud. Fine, go to her. I promptly renamed the wedding guest group chat Last Supper Announcement Group. The chat exploded instantly. Just as I sent the notice canceling the wedding, the doorbell rang. A man stood outside. Black shirt, gold-rimmed glasses, holding 2 bags of groceries. Shen Du. Lu Qi's childhood friend, the one Lu Qi called the biggest killjoy. He looked at me, then at the mountain of wedding candy piled behind me. Lu Qi acting up again. I stepped aside to let him in. Sick as a dog. Shen Du walked in, put the groceries in the kitchen, and washed his hands like he'd done it 100 times. I sat at the dining table, watching relatives spam the group chat like crazy. Lu Qi's mother sent a dozen voice messages. I didn't listen to a single one. Shen Du brought me a glass of warm water. What do you need me to do? I looked up at him. Aren't you going to ask what happened? Saw Wen Shui's post. His tone was flat. All the water in Lu Qi's head give it a shake at the beach and you could hear it slosh. I nearly choked on my water. I'd known Shen Du for 7 years. He was always quiet, his sharp tongue well hidden. Lu Qi always said he was boring, colder than ice. But right now, that cold face looked 100 times better than Lu Qi's sweet-talking mouth. My mom called, sobbing so hard she could barely speak. Ning Ning, you really canceled the wedding. All the relatives know. How are we supposed to face them? Mom. Facing them is easy. Just clear the tables. What about Lu Qi? Is he going through something? I sent her the poolside photo of him and Wen Shui. My mom went silent. 10 seconds later, she cursed. That dog son of a bitch. Good riddance. I'd barely exhaled in relief when Lu Qi's mother barged in. She didn't even knock, just used the spare key Lu Qi had left with her. Shen Du stepped forward, blocking the entryway. Auntie. Entering someone's home uninvited isn't appropriate. Lu Qi's mother froze for a second when she saw him, then turned her fury on me. Jiangning, how long are you going to keep this up? So what if Qi went to keep Wen Shui company for a couple of days? That's worth canceling the wedding. I stood up. Auntie, him going away with another woman is worth canceling the wedding. Wen Shui grew up with him. She's closer than a sister. A sister lets him rub sunscreen on her back. Lu Qi's mother's face stiffened. I pulled out my phone and played the recording. Wen Shui's voice came through loud and clear. Qi Ge. I can't reach the sunscreen on my back. Lu Qi's mother's lips moved soundlessly. Just a girl being a little spoiled. Don't be so petty. I smiled. Then your son has a big heart big enough to fit her. I wish them a long and happy life. Lu Qi's mother shook with rage, pointing at me. You're so cruel. When she gets back, don't you dare come crying to him. Shindu pulled the door open. Auntie, take care. She tried to keep yelling, but Shindu added, leave the spare key, otherwise I'm calling the cops. She slammed the key on the floor, her curses echoing down the hallway as she left. After the door closed, I looked down at that key. Suddenly, 7 years felt absurdly, ridiculously wasted. Shindu bent down, picked it up, and set it on the table. Changing the lock tomorrow. I nodded. My phone buzzed again. A private message from Wen Shui. Jiang Ningjie. Please don't blame Qi Ge. It's all my fault. Maybe I should move out of the hotel tonight, even if I'm scared being alone. I can't ruin things for you. Followed by a photo. Lu Qi knelt on the ground, tending to a scrape on her ankle. I stared at the photo. The last shred of warmth in my heart went stone cold. Shindu saw my face. What is it? I handed him my phone. After he looked, his eyes darkened. Jiangning. Yeah, how would you feel about giving him a much bigger surprise when he gets back? I thought the surprise Shindu meant was helping me hire a lawyer to cancel the wedding contracts. Instead, he pulled a document out of his briefcase. A premarital and postmarital property and living agreement. I stared at the title, wondering if I'd cried myself brain dead. You carry this around with you. Shindu adjusted his glasses. Professional habit. You're in investment banking. Your professional habit is carrying a marriage contract. He calmly flipped to the last page. I also carry a divorce template. I said nothing. He looked at me. Marry me. I nearly threw my water glass in his face. Shindu. Have you been drinking? No. Then have you lost your mind? Also no. He sat across from me, the lamplight catching on his lenses, hiding half his expression. Right now, you need a clean way to kill any hope Lu Qi might have. Canceling the wedding will think you're just acting out. Blocking him will go to your parents. Only marriage is clean. I laughed coldly. So you're sacrificing yourself as charity. Jiangning. I'm 29. Single. Financially healthy. Simple family. No bad habits. My household registration book is in the car. My brain went fuzzy. You came way too prepared. He paused. Because I've always wanted to marry you. The living room went quiet. Outside, the distant sound of traffic. In the kitchen, the rice cooker clicked to warm. I looked at him and noticed for the first time that Shindu's ears were a little red. He looked away, his voice still steady. Before, you were Lu Qi's fiancé. I had no right to speak. Now you're free. My heartbeat stumbled. The words came too suddenly. But strangely, I didn't feel offended. The ridiculous scene of Lu Qi taking Wen Shui to a tropical island was still fresh in my mind. But the man in front of me was serious to the point of clumsiness. I asked, aren't you afraid I'm just using you as a tool? I don't mind. Not afraid Lu Qi will turn on you. He abandoned you first. Not afraid I'll regret it later. Shindu looked up at me. I'll try my best to make sure you don't. I laughed suddenly. And then, through the laughter, tears fell. In 7 years, Lu Qi was always telling me I was too serious, too inflexible, too jealous of Wen Shui. He always said, Jiangning, be reasonable. But Shindu said, I'll try my best to make sure you don't regret it. I wiped my tears and reached out my hand. Let me see that agreement. Shindu slid the document over. The terms were crystal clear. My premarital property stayed mine. He'd cover most household expenses. He'd respect my work and my fei. Either party could end the relationship, and the other would cooperate unconditionally. The last line stood out. Shindu shall not harm Jiangning in any form. No silent treatment. No ambiguous boundary crossing. No making Jiangning feel wronged in this relationship. Violation means walking away with nothing. I pointed at that clause. Professional habit. Shindu looked at me, deadly serious. That's my selfishness. The next morning at 9. Shindu and I met at the Civil Affairs Bureau. He wore a white shirt and carried 2 household registration books. Just as I got out of the car, Lucci called. I declined. He called again. I declined again. A third time. When Shui texted me, Jiang Ningjie. Chi Ge got drunk last night and kept calling your name. I know you're the most important person in his heart. Please don't misunderstand us. I read the message, looked up at Shindu, and said, let's go. 10 minutes later. The stamp came down. I walked out of the hall holding the little red booklet. My phone screen lit up with a new message from Lucci. Stop messing around. I'll be back tomorrow. I took a photo of the marriage certificate and sent it to him. Don't bother coming back for the wedding. Come for the celebratory drinks instead. The next morning, Lucci came storming back. I was in a company meeting when the front desk called to say a Mr. Lu was causing a scene downstairs. When I got to the lobby, Lucci stood there with his suitcase, still wearing that flowery tropical island shirt. His neck was sunburned red, and on his wrist was the same friendship bracelet Wen Shui had posted. He saw me, and his eyes went instantly red. Jiang Ning, what the hell is this? My coworkers peeked out from their desks. I walked up to him. Which part? The marriage certificate. He shoved his phone in my face, showing the photo I'd sent yesterday. You think you can fool me with some fake thing? Is this funny? I took out my marriage certificate from my bag, opened it, and held it up. Government stamp. Feel free to verify. Lucci went rigid. He stared at the name in the spouse column Shindu and his fingers started shaking. Shindu. His voice shot up. You married Shindu. He's my best friend. I nodded. Glad you know. His face turned ashen. Where is Shindu? Have him come out. What kind of best friend steals my wife while I'm gone? Correction. I put the certificate away. I was single when I got this. Also, I was never your wife. Lucci stepped forward, reaching for my hand. Shindu stepped out of the elevator just then and caught his wrist in a sharp grip. Clean movement. Voice cold as ice. Don't touch her. Lucci saw him and exploded. Shindu. You bastard. All these years playing the good guy, secretly lusting after my fiancé. Shindu let him go. She's my wife now. Those words hit Lucci like a slap. His face went white. He turned to me, his voice suddenly softening. Ning Ning. I just took Wen Shui out to clear her head. Nothing happened between us. She's been around since I was a kid. She's timid. She just got dumped. I couldn't just ignore her. I looked at the couple's bracelet on his wrist. She's so timid she can lean on you in a camisole and post it online. Lucci got flustered. That was the camera angle. Why do you always nitpick every little thing? I laughed. 7 days before the wedding, the groom takes another woman to a tropical island. That's a little thing. My coworkers gasped audibly. Lucci finally realized where he was. His face darkened. Jiang Ning. Let's go home and talk. My home only lets in my husband now. Shindu moved to my side and casually took my bag from me. The naturalness of it made Lucci's eyes go redder. You planned this. He gritted his teeth. You're both doing this on purpose to make me cave. I nodded. If that's how you want to see it, fine. Then here's the result. Even if you cave, it doesn't matter. Lucci froze. I handed him a document. This is the cost of canceling the wedding. You breached our agreement, so you owe me for the losses. As for the losses from your family's guest list, you figure that out yourself. I've packed your things. They'll be sent by same-day courier tonight. Shipping collect. He didn't take it. I placed the document on his suitcase. Lu Qi. This is the end. He stared at me, unblinking. The revolving door of the lobby pushed open. Wen Shui ran in, out of breath, eyes red. Jiang Ningjie. Please don't blame Qi Ji. If you're really that upset, I can leave this city. She said it. Then her knees buckled as if she was about to kneel. I stepped forward and caught her arm. Don't kneel so fast. First explain what you meant by someone who'll drop everything and come for me on your post. When Shui's face went white, the next second, she turned to Lu Qi. Tears streaming down. Qi Ji. Did I cause more trouble for you again? I watched her practiced, world-class performance of wounded innocence and couldn't help laughing. Wen Shui. Stop blinking. Your mascara's about to hit the floor. When Shui's crying choked to a halt at my words. Someone in the crowd of coworkers couldn't hold back a laugh. Her face stiffened for a moment. Then she lowered her head again, eyes red. Jiang Ningjie. You've always hated me. I know. I raised a hand to stop her. Don't flatter yourself. I'm busy. I don't have time to hate you. Lu Qi frowned. Jiang Ning. You don't have to be so harsh. I looked at him. Oh, does that hurt your heart? He immediately denied it. I just don't think you need to target her. When Shui sniffled and leaned closer to him. Qi Ji. Don't fight over me. Jiang Ningjie married someone else. She must be hurting inside too. I laughed out loud. It's my second day of being a newlywed. Where exactly am I hurting? She bit her lip. But you've only known Mr. Shen for such a short time. Getting married so casually. Don't you think you're being unkind to yourself? Shen Du spoke up. 7 years. When Shui blinked. Shen Du's tone was flat. I've known her for 7 years. I've loved her for 6 years and 8 months. The marriage was legally registered at the Civil Affairs Bureau. Both parties consenting. If Ms. One has questions about the marriage registration system, feel free to ask the staff. The lobby went quiet for a beat. I turned my head to look at him. 6 years and 8 months. The number was so specific it made my chest ache. Lu Qi's face was terrifyingly pale. Shen Du. Shut up. Shen Du looked at him. You lost her. That's on you. Lu Qi suddenly threw a punch. Shen Du sidestepped, grabbed him, and pinned him down on the suitcase. The suitcase's wheels slipped, and Lu Qi half sprawled over it. His flowery shirt bunching up in a mess. When Shui screamed, Qi Ji. Security rushed over. Shen Du let go and straightened his cuffs. Lobby has cameras. Lu Qi struck first. Lu Qi scrambled up. His eyes shot through with red veins. Jiang Ning. Are you really going to do this to me because of him? I looked at him. Suddenly he seemed like a stranger. Pathetically ridiculous. He was the one who'd left me before the wedding. But when he came back, his first reaction was that I was forcing his hand. Lu Qi. I'm not forcing you to do anything. I said it one word at a time. The day you went to Sonya. We were over. You showing up today just makes me glad I got out as fast as I did. When Shui suddenly clutched her chest and collapsed softly into Lu Qi's arms. Qi Ji. I can't breathe. Lu Qi instinctively caught her. I crossed my arms and watched the whole routine. Shen Du. Look. Should we call an ambulance? Shen Du pulled out his phone. When Shui's eyes snapped open immediately. No. I just need to rest a minute. I smiled. Ms. Wen. That recovery speed might be a new world record. The laughter around us grew louder. When Shui's face cycled through shades of red and white. Lu Qi held her. Stuck between a rock and a hard place. I couldn't be bothered to watch them act anymore. Security. Show them out. As Lu Qi was being escorted out, he glared at me. Jiang Ning. You'll regret this. Shen Du doesn't really care about you. He's just doing this to beat me. Shen Du took my hand. His palm was dry and warm. He said, I'll spend the rest of my life proving otherwise. I didn't say anything, but in that moment, I felt something inside me settle quietly into place. That night, Lu Qi posted on Moments. Stabbed in the back by my most trusted brother. I never knew people could be this dirty. 2 minutes later, Shen Du reposted it to our group chat. To the man who took another woman on a trip 7 days before his wedding. Maybe take a look in the mirror first. The chat went silent for 3 seconds. Then it absolutely exploded. Lucci's moments post blew up in his face spectacularly. Among our mutual friends, plenty had been sick of Wenxue for a long time. A photographer friend directly shared a candid shot from Sonia. In the photo, Lucci was carrying Wenxue's bag, taking her picture, while she stood barefoot on the sand laughing and smearing ice cream on his nose. The comments section exploded. Like a sister. My own brother wouldn't hold me that gently if I fell down the stairs. Dude takes his sister on a tropical island trip before the wedding. Class act. Jiangning canceling the wedding makes total sense. Lucci deleted the post. But the more he deleted, the more pathetic he looked. At 10 p.m., Lucci's mother showed up with his father, banging on my door. I'd changed the lock, so she couldn't open it. She stood there pounding and screaming. I turned on the video doorbell. Lucci's mother started crying immediately. Ning ning. Auntie was too harsh the other day. Marriage is a big deal. You can't just throw away 7 years with Chi over something so impulsive. I looked at her through the screen. Auntie, I've already gotten the certificate. That can be undone too. The words flew out of her mouth. I laughed. When your son went on a trip with another woman, you told me to be reasonable. Now that I'm married, you're telling me to get a divorce. Is double standards a family tradition? Lucci's father coughed awkwardly in the background. Jiangning. She was certainly thoughtless. But Shindu grew up with him. This isn't exactly honorable on his part either. Don't let your emotions get the better of you. Shindu came up behind me and pressed the talk button. Uncle Lu, Jiangning and I are legally married. Please respect her. And respect the law. Lucci's father's expression soured. Lucci's mother started crying again. Shindu, how could you? Chi thought of you as a brother. Shindu said flatly. What did he think of his own wedding? The hallway went silent. I almost applauded. Lucci's mother tried a different angle, playing the sympathy card. Ning ning. Chi has always been spoiled. He has a good heart. He's just too loyal. Wenshue's parents helped our family years ago. Him looking after her is just repaying that debt. I asked, does repaying a debt require booking a suite? Lucci's mother's face went pale. I sent the hotel booking screenshot to the group chat. Wenxue herself had revealed the room keycard in a post, and I dug up the details. Room type, couple's ocean view suite. Guests, Lucci, Wenxue. Lucci's mother stood outside the door, speechless for a long time. Then the elevator dinged. Lucci stormed out. He'd probably seen the group chat messages. His face was ghost white. Ning ning. Let me explain. The hotel messed up the room. It was all that was left. I slept on the couch. I watched his frantic, shaking face on the screen. Lucci, I don't want to hear it anymore. But I love you. He screamed it like his heart was being ripped out. The hallway motion light flicked on from the noise. What I have with Wenxue is completely innocent. I'm just used to taking care of Hershey's like a sister. The person I actually want to marry is you. I was quiet for 2 seconds. Then I asked, so you were planning to walk down the aisle with me while still having a sister on the side? Shindu turned his head. I think he was holding back a laugh. Lucci's eyes got even redder. Jiangning, I know I was wrong. Just open the door. Let's talk. No point. Do you have to be this cruel? I looked at him. Lucci, your love came late. Latecomers don't get to demand that someone wait around for them. I turned off the video doorbell. Shindu asked, are you sad? I thought about it. A little hungry. Shindu rolled up his sleeves. Noodles. I nodded. The water had just started to boil when Wenshue's crying sounded from outside the door. Jiangning Jie, please give Chi Ji back to me. I really can't live without him. Shindu and I looked at each other. I sighed. This building's management fee is really not earning its keep. Wenxue knelt in front of my door. She wore a white dress, draped in Lucci's jacket, her face glistening with tears. Neighbors were starting to peek out. She cried with impressive technique. Not too loud, but just loud enough for the whole floor to hear. Jiangning Jie. I know you hate me, but Chi-Ge is in so much pain being caught between us. Can you please stop torturing him? I opened the door. Shindu stood behind me, still holding a ladle. When Shui saw us and her crying hitched, I looked down at her. You're kneeling at the wrong door. I'm already broken up with Lu Qi. Lu Qi's face was ashen. He reached for her arm. Wen Shui, get up. Wen Shui refused. Chi-Ge, I'm the one who's sorry. If it weren't for me, Jiang Ningjie wouldn't have married Mr. Shen. She turned to me, tears falling. Jiang Ningjie, I can leave. I can stay away from Chi-Ge, as long as you'll forgive him. I'll do anything. I crouched down to her level. Okay. Wen Shui froze. Lu Qi froze too. I took out my phone and opened the voice recorder. Right now. Publicly state that Lu Qi took you to Sonia before the wedding. Stayed in a couple's suite. Rubbed sunscreen on your back. Took poolside photos. Shopped at the duty-free shop, all of it true. And state that you knew he had 7 days left until his wedding. When Shui's face went sheet white. That's not what I meant. I smiled sweetly. You just said you'd do anything. What? The truth burns your tongue. Lu Qi protested. Jiang Ning, why are you pushing her like this? I stood up. See that? Wen Shui, you kneel here all night. And he feels bad for you. I stand here and say 2 sentences. And he says I'm pushing you. Wen Shui bit her lip. A flash of hatred crossed her eyes. I didn't have the energy to play her games. Stop acting like some self-sacrificing little flower. Lu Qi might buy it, but I don't. Her face went even whiter. I went on. Every time you get dumped, you run to Lu Qi. And every time you pick my birthday or an anniversary, you call me Jia in private. But behind my back, you tell our mutual friends that I'm too controlling of him. Lu Qi frowned. Is that true? Wen Shui panicked. Chi-Ge, I never. I pulled up screenshots. One by one, the voice-to-text transcripts of messages Wen Shui had sent to mutual friends were perfectly clear. Jiang Ningjie is so strict with Chi-Ge. I'm almost afraid to ask him for help. Chi-Ge said he'll contact me less after marriage. I feel so empty inside. Maybe I'm just not meant to be loved. The neighbor lady who'd been watching finally chimed in. Little girl, that pick-me-girl vibe of yours stinks all the way down to the dumpster. When Shui's face burned red, I almost laughed out loud. Lu Qi gripped his phone, his expression cracking for the first time. When Shui grabbed him urgently. Chi-Ge, she's taking things out of context. I was just afraid of losing you as a friend. I nodded. You sure know how to be a friend so good that the groom abandons his wedding to travel with you. Impressive. Shindu put down the ladle and came to my side. Jiang Ning, the noodles are going to get mushy. I immediately put my phone away. Can't have that. I looked at Lu Qi. You two keep acting. Don't knock on the door. Just before the door closed, Lu Qi said hoarsely. Jiang Ning, what if I never see Wen Shui again from today on? Would you come back? I didn't turn around. Lu Qi, do you think you're some kind of limited edition collector's coin that I'd want to collect again? The door shut. Complete silence outside. Shindu finally smiled. It was the first time I'd heard him laugh so openly. Jiang Ning, yeah. You curse beautifully. I picked up my chopsticks. Less flattery. More noodles. Mushy noodles are on you. On the 3rd day after our marriage, I moved into Shendu's place. Strictly speaking, Shendu moved into the empty apartment 1 floor below mine, with plans to combine them into a duplex. I stood in front of the construction blueprints and suddenly realized something. When did you buy the downstairs unit? Shindu was installing a new lock on my door. 3 years ago. I stared at him. You've been living under me for 3 years. Off and on. Did Lu Qi know? No. I crossed my arms and looked at him. Mr. Shen, your secret crush came with a project plan. Shindu paused his work for a second. Back then, you worked late a lot. Came home late. I just thought living close meant if you ever needed help, I could get there faster. He said it lightly, but my chest ached with a sudden, tender soreness. 3 years ago, I'd run a fever at midnight. Lu Qi was out of town with Wen Shui at some alumni thing. I called him. He said, "Go to the hospital yourself. I'll bring you back a present." In the end, the building security found me passed out by the elevator and took me to the hospital. Now I thought about his name on the payment slip that day was probably Shindu's. I asked him, 3 years ago. When I was hospitalized with a fever, you took me there. Shindu tightened the last screw. Yes. Why didn't you tell me? You woke up and the first thing you asked was, "Where's Lu Qi?" My heart clenched painfully. Back then, my heart and eyes were full of Lu Qi. I never noticed the person who'd quietly stayed by my bedside. I said softly, "I'm sorry." Shindu turned to look at me. "You have nothing to apologize for. Loving you was my choice." I looked at him. This man was utterly unfair. He never fought, never grabbed, but every word he said made my heart warm. I was about to say something when my phone rang. It was our company's legal department. Ms. Jiang. Lu Qi is here. He wants to talk about renewing the project contract. I frowned. Lu Qi's family had a partnership with my company on one project, and I'd been the point of contact. Him coming to talk about renewal now, his real intention was painfully obvious. When I got to the office, Lu Qi was sitting in the meeting room. He'd changed back into a suit. No more flowery shirt or bracelet, but he looked utterly worn out. When he saw me, he stood up. "Ning Ning, call me Ms. Jiang." His throat bobbed. "Ms. Jiang." I sat down and had my assistant turn on the recorder. "Business only." Lu Qi smiled bitterly. "Does it have to be like this between us?" "Business is business." He pulled a proposal out of his folder. He talked for 10 minutes. It was full of holes. In the past, I would have filled them in for him. He always said he wasn't good with details. I said that's okay. I'll handle it. Now I put my pen down. "Mr. Lu, this proposal doesn't meet the renewal conditions. Please revise it and resubmit." Lu Qi stared at me blankly. "You used to help me." I smiled. "I used to have bad taste." He flinched like I'd slapped him. Just then, the meeting room door opened. Wen Shui walked in carrying coffee. "Qi, your stomach's weak. Drink something warm first." I looked at the visitor's badge on her chest. "Who let her in?" My assistant panicked. "Ms. Jiang." She said she's Mr. Lu's assistant. Lu Qi's face changed drastically. "Wen Shui, what are you doing here?" Wen Shui's eyes reddened instantly. "I was worried about you. You haven't slept in days because of Jiang Ningjie. It breaks my heart." I closed the file. "Security." Wen Shui got flustered. "Jiang Ningjie, how can you be so cold? Qi has lost weight over you." I glanced at Lu Qi. "He's lost less weight than the quality of that proposal." Lu Qi closed his eyes in humiliation. Wen Shui suddenly dumped the coffee on herself and screamed, "Ah, Jiang Ningjie, why did you push me?" The meeting room went dead silent. Slowly, I raised my eyes to the blinking red light of the security camera. "Wen Shui, do you always case the joint before you perform?" When they pulled the security footage, Wen Shui's coffee dumping move was captured in glorious high definition. Her face was pale, but she kept trying to talk her way out. I slipped. I was just nervous. I had legal make a backup of the video. Unauthorized entry into a business area. Malicious false accusation. Disruption of a business meeting. Call the police. Wen Shui panicked and grabbed at Lu Qi. "Qi. Say something." Lu Qi looked at the footage. His expression complicated. This time, he didn't immediately step in front of her. Wen Shui got even more frantic. "Qi, I did it for you. I was afraid she'd bully you." I laughed. "Mr. Lu, you heard her. In her version of events. You're so pathetic she needs to throw coffee to save you." Lu Qi's face was ugly. The police arrived quickly. Wen Shui cried prettily. Tried to play the victim during her statement, but with the footage, the visitor log, and the meeting recording all there, she had no choice but to issue a pathetic apology. Before she left, she suddenly turned and glared at me. "Jiang Ning, you think marrying Shindu means you've won? What can he give you? Lu Qi is the man you loved for 7 years." I looked at her. loving Lu Qi in the past, and being sick of him now. Those two things aren't mutually exclusive. Lu Qi's head snapped up when Shui tried to say more, but the officer reminded her not to disrupt order. When word of this farce got out, Lu Qi's family's board of directors called him in for a talk. The project Lu Qi was responsible for was put on hold. His father came to my company personally to apologize. Lu Qi's father was far more clear-headed than his son. Ms. Jiang, whether we continue the partnership is for your company to evaluate. But on behalf of the Lu family, I apologize for the trouble Lu Qi and Wen Shui have caused you. I didn't make things hard for him. We judge projects by their proposals, not by personal matters. Lu Qi's father sighed. We Lus were blind before. Those words quickly got back to Lu Qi. That night, he waited outside my apartment complex until past midnight. When Shindu and I got home, he stood up from beside his car, holding a box. Ning Ning. These are the things you gave me over the years. The box contained a tie clip, a watch, a half-knitted scarf. His voice was hoarse. I've been thinking a lot these past few days. You did so much for me. I never appreciated it. I didn't take the box. Throw it away. His eyes went red. You won't even look at it. Lu Qi. I've looked at it too many times. Every time. I was waiting for you to turn around. My voice was calm. But now I'm moving forward. He looked at Shindu, his eyes full of resentment. Do you really love him? I paused for a moment. Shindu didn't look at me. He just stood quietly to the side, giving me all the room I needed to answer. I said, I'm learning. Lu Qi looked like those words had hit him right in the chest. His voice trembled. And what about me? You've already graduated. Shindu gently took my hand. Lu Qi stared at our intertwined fingers, looking like he might collapse. And then, on cue, when Shui came running out from the roadside in her high heels, she was wearing a light jacket and holding a pregnancy test report in her hand. Her smile so wide it looked like it might fly off her face. Jiang Ningjie. You can stop pretending to be so pure now. She held the paper up to me. I'm pregnant. Qi Ji's baby. Lu Qi's face went pale, but Wen Shui only grew more smug. That night, Qi Ji was drunk. He held on to me and wouldn't let go. Now I'm carrying the Lu family's child. Auntie already said, once the pregnancy is stable, I'll be moving into the Lu family. She touched her lower belly, her voice dripping with sweetness. Jiang Ningjie, you got married fast. But so what? I'll have a son to make me valuable. I glanced at Lu Qi. His face was white as a sheet, but he didn't contradict the drunk part. So that was it. No wonder he hadn't had the nerve to ask whose baby it was. Shindu spoke coldly. Ms. Wen. Showing up at someone else's doorstep at midnight with a pregnancy test busy schedule you've got. Wen Shui's smile faltered. I pushed her report back at her. Congratulations. Stay locked together and don't leak out to ruin anyone else. Lu Qi's voice cracked. Ning Ning. That night I was drunk. I cut him off. Don't explain. Who you slept with isn't my problem anymore. For the first time, Wen Shui's expression cracked. You're not angry. I looped my arm through Shindu's. Why would I be angry over another family's mess? The news of Wen Shui's pregnancy threw the Lu household into absolute chaos. Lu Qi's mother's first reaction was ecstatic joy. She showed up at Wen Shui's place with nutritional supplements and gold bangles. And the next day, she transferred a small apartment into Wen Shui's name. Wen Shui immediately posted on Moments. Thank you, Auntie, for loving me. And thank you, little baby, for choosing me. The photo showed the gold bangles, the pregnancy test, and the wristwatch Lu Qi had left at her place on that drunk night. The comments section was full of congratulations. Lu Qi didn't come looking for me again. He probably realized he'd lost even the last shred of dignity. I thought the farce would end there. But a month later, Lu Qi's medical report came out. That morning, I was in a company meeting when our mutual friend Wang Meng sent me a string of messages. Big news. Lu Qi's physical shows azoospermia. I froze for half a second. Wang Meng kept typing. He went with his mom to get the results. The doctor said it's been going on for years after that car accident he had. It damaged him at the root. Basically no chance of natural conception. In the meeting room, I nearly spilled my coffee all over the documents. Shen Du, sitting next to me, asked quietly, "What's wrong?" I showed him my phone. After reading it, he gave a one-word review. Poetic. I looked up. Poetic. Poetically timed to hit the Lu's right where it hurts most. The Lu family had always cared obsessively about heirs. Just days earlier, Lu Qi's mother had posted a photo of a little gold lock, saying the Lus would soon have 4 generations under one roof. And now this. Instead of 4 generations, they'd become the laughingstock of the entire city. Lu Qi fell apart that day. He locked himself in his room and smashed half the furniture. Lu Qi's mother stormed over to Wen Shui with the report. At first, Wen Shui tried to bluff. The report must be wrong. That night Qi Ji was drunk. He was definitely with me. Lu Qi's mother slapped the report in her face. The doctor said he's incapable of getting you pregnant. Finally, Wen Shui panicked. She called Lu Qi, crying, "Qi Ji, I swear I didn't lie. Maybe it's a miracle." Lu Qi laughed over the phony hollow, broken sound. "Wen Shui, have you not had enough of treating me like an idiot?" That phone call was recorded by a Lu family servant and quickly spread through their social circle. Lu Qi had always cared most about his reputation. Now, the entire city knew that his precious childhood sweetheart had cheated on him, made him raise another man's baby, and taken him for a house. But the best part was yet to come. When Lu Qi's mother went through the family accounts, she discovered that the education fund she'd set aside for her future grandchild 5 million was gone. The money had been transferred into Wen Shui's so-called Overseas Mother and Child Trust Fund. Upon further investigation, the actual controlling account belonged to Wen Shui's lover. That man had already fled the country that same night. Lu Qi's mother fainted on the spot. When Wen Shui was arrested, she was still crying on the Lu family's doorstep. She sobbed that she'd been scammed too. That the man was just helping her manage her money. That she was pregnant and couldn't handle the stress. Lu Qi's mother wanted to tear her apart. "You took my money to support your boyfriend, and then tried to pass off some bastard as my grandchild." Wen Shui knelt on the ground, clinging to Lu Qi's leg. "Qi Ji, the one I love has always been you. I was just so scared you wouldn't want me." Lu Qi looked down at her, the woman whose tears used to make him give her anything. Now he only asked, "Whose baby is it?" Wen Shui's crying hitched. "And where's the money?" She shook so hard she couldn't speak. When the police took her away, she was still screaming Lu Qi's name. But Lu Qi stood there. He didn't take a single step after her. With fraud, forgery, and asset misappropriation stacked together, Wen Shui was quickly convicted. Her lover had fled overseas and couldn't be brought back anytime soon. Most of the money was never recovered. The Lu family had no choice but to swallow the loss a bitter, bloody mouthful. To cover the shortfall, Lu Qi's father sold 2 properties. The internal power struggle at Lu Corporation escalated overnight, and all the projects Lu Qi had been handling were taken away. The truth was, he'd never been particularly capable. In the past, I'd papered over all his weaknesses. After I left, he couldn't even produce a decent report. The shareholders kicked him out of the core leadership. His father ended up in the hospital. His mother cried in the hospital room every day mourning the grandchild she never had, the apartment she'd signed over to Wen Shui, and the money that had flown overseas. Wang Meng messaged me, "Lu Qi is completely done now." I wrote back, "He was never that capable to begin with." He sent an ellipsis, "You have a hell of a delayed sting." Friday night, Shindu took me out for hot pot. Halfway through, Lu Qi showed up. He'd lost so much weight he was nearly unrecognizable. His jacket was wrinkled, and he reeked of alcohol. He used to always keep himself impeccably put together. Now he couldn't even be bothered to shave. "Jiang Ning, I dropped some tripe into the pot. Say what you came to say." He watched Shindu mix my dipping sauce, and something dimmed in his eyes. Wen Shui was sentenced. The baby didn't make it. She got too upset in custody. I didn't respond. He smiled bitterly. I have nothing now. The baby was fake. The feelings were fake. My family's almost finished. I looked at the red oil bubbling in the pot. Lu Chi. You're wrong. He looked up. A flicker of pathetic hope in his eyes. I went on. What you've lost, none of it was ever really yours. That tiny light went out. He pulled a bank card from his pocket and set it on the table. This is for the losses from canceling the wedding. Plus whatever you spent on me over the years. It's not all of it, but I'll pay the rest back. I didn't take it. Give it to my assistant. His eyes reddened. Jiang Ning. I finally get it now how disgusting it was for me to call Wen Shui like a sister. I nodded. Congratulations on finally learning to understand human speech. Shindu kept his head down, putting meat on my plate, but his shoulders shook slightly. Lu Chi looked at us. His voice strained. I lost to you. Shindu. Shindu looked up. You lost to yourself. Lu Chi stood there for a long time. Finally, he turned and left. The door chime jingled as he went out. Cold air rushed in, then was shut out again. I finished the meat in my bowl. Then asked Shindu out of nowhere. Was I too harsh just now? Shindu put down his chopsticks. When he left you to clean up the mess before the wedding, did he ever once think about being too harsh? My chest warmed. Shindu. You have a very timely way of being sharp-tongued. His eyes crinkled with a smile. Only with outsiders. By the time Shindu and I had our wedding, it was half a year later. We didn't do anything big, just close friends and family. My mom took my hand and gave it to Shindu. Her eyes red to the point of tears. Little Shen. Ningning has quite a temper. Be patient with her, Shindu said. Very seriously. She doesn't need to change. I'll adapt. My mom froze, then secretly wiped her eyes. I almost lost it too. The night before the wedding. Shindu showed me an old box. Inside were movie ticket stubs, a hospital payment slip, an invitation to a company launch event of mine, and a sticky note. The note was from years ago. Something I'd scribbled to him without thinking. Shindu. I put the meeting materials on your desk. Don't drink iced coffee, your stomach will protest. I had no memory of it at all. He'd kept it all this time. Did you fall for me back then? He shook his head. Earlier. I was curious. How much earlier? He was quiet for a few seconds. The first time you came to my house for dinner with Lu Chi. That day. Lu Chi asked you to peel shrimp for him. You did. And then you hid your hand under the table, the one you were allergic to. I went still. That was 7 years ago. Lu Chi loved shrimp but hated peeling them. I'd just started dating him and wanted so badly to be good to him. I peeled a whole plate. Later. The back of my hand broke out in red welts. Afraid of ruining the mood, I rinsed it in secret with cold water. No one noticed. But someone had seen. Shindu said quietly. I remember thinking. She shouldn't have to do that. My nose stung. I threw my arms around him. Then why didn't you say something sooner? I didn't want to make things hard for you. Idiot. Yeah. He admitted it so quickly that I laughed again. The day of the wedding. Shindu stood under the floral arch, his eyes on me the whole time. No grand vows. No over-the-top sentimentality. He just said, Jiang Ning, from now on, you never have to hide your pain. My tears fell all at once. Friends in the audience hooted, saying that the famously cold Mr. Shin had turned out to be quite the romantic with his vows. Shindu's ears went red. I stood on tiptoe and kissed him, amid the laughter and applause. I felt for the first time that a wedding could actually be this easy. No fear that the groom would run off to take care of someone else. No worry about guests laughing behind my back. Just one person, standing right there, ready to catch me. Later. I heard that the Lu family had completely fallen apart. Lu Chi's father sold the villa after he got out of the hospital and moved with his wife to an old house in the suburbs. Lu Chi lost all his positions. He stayed at home drinking every day. When he got drunk, he'd say I'm sorry over and over. These stories reached my ears while Shindu and I were picking out a honeymoon destination. He asked where I wanted to go. I said, somewhere with an ocean. He gave me a look. Does that bother you? I knew he was thinking of Sonia. I shook my head. The ocean didn't do anything wrong. The people did. He smiled, then looked back down at the tablet to scroll through hotels. Then Maldives it. Mr. Shen. That's a big budget. Honeymoon budget. And after that. Still big. I laughed and leaned against his shoulder. Outside the window, the daylight was bright. My phone lit up with a text from an unknown number. Ning ning. I think I've managed to ruin my whole entire life. Lu Chi. I looked at it, then deleted it. Shindu asked, "Who was that?" I took his hand. "No one important." He held mine back, fingers laced together. My new life started in that moment. The road ahead was long, but finally, I no longer had to beg for oxygen in the cracks of someone else's favoritism. I had my own career, my own home, my own love, and a self that had finally learned to move forward.